Yes, guys, we are back again. Nigel, me and you, first preview show of the season. How we feeling?
Feeling great. I'm so glad football's back. Football's back.
Can you believe the season is already here?
Yeah. I thought it may seem like a short time for you. I've been waiting for this moment. After the trials and tribulations that Man United has been through.
Waiting for the redemption arc of United, yeah?
For it to start today.
Interesting. Okay, so today's episode is our first preview one of the season. We're going to do 38 of these, one for every week of the season. And on this preview show, all we're doing is providing our score predictions for each match. Yeah? How's that sound?
Sounds great. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so let us start naturally at the beginning, and it's going to be Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Nice. What's your score prediction for that match?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. First game of the season. Obviously, it's going to be some tributes for Diego Jota and his brother after that tragic accident. I cannot imagine that with the atmosphere that will be around the stadium, first game of the season, Friday night football, that will be anything other than a Liverpool victory. And that's why I'm going for Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0. And let's not forget, Bournemouth have been decimated by their defense. Everyone's plucked their defense. So that's going to be over the season. 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. I mean, it's going to be an emotional night. 100% going to be an emotional night. Liverpool, we've seen the attacking additions that they've made, with Florian Wirtz coming in, Hugo Ekitike. Whereas Bournemouth, on the flip side, they have had, I believe, 4 out of their starting 5, including the goalkeeper, from last season gone. Kepa's gone, Huijsen's gone, Zabani's gone, Kerkez has gone. They've been absolutely gutted. Interestingly, Kerkez playing tonight against his former club. Just kind of twigged that. I'm going to go for 3-1. I do think both sides will score. I think Bournemouth are good going forwards. Yet to see what they're like defending. So I'm going to go for 3-1.
Okay.
So you've got 3-0. I've got 3-1. Any predictions on first goal scorer?
It has to be Salah. Open the season with a Salah goal.
You got him as captain for your FPL?
Absolutely.
Well, okay. He's not in my team at time of recording. I'm going to go for Gakpo. I'm going to go for Gakpo first goal scorer.
I can't imagine a game in which Bournemouth have lost 4 of their 5 defenders that you mentioned, and Salah not have a peep at goal. I just can't imagine that. Yeah. You're talking about last season's top scorer.
Yeah. Oh. I'm not saying he's not going to score. I just don't think it will be him first. But we'll see. Anyway, so you got 3-0. I've got 3-1. Let's move on. So that's Friday night's fixture. So let's move on to the Saturday games. First one up, we've got Aston Villa versus Newcastle. What's your prediction on that one?
Right. So on this one, Villa's hardly made any signings. I know they made is it Gesson from France, from Nice.
Yeah.
Highly rated striker apparently. But we all know that Watkins will start.
Yeah.
For Newcastle, I think this is an opportunity for them to just quieten down the noise. From what I've seen is that Gordon will be playing in a false 9 position sort of thing. He's got the pace to trouble Newcastle. If they were to lose, I can imagine the clouds really.
So do you mean Gordon's got the ability to trouble Villa?
Yeah, with his pace.
Yeah. I think you said trouble Newcastle, but obviously.
Sorry. Yeah, trouble Villa with his pace. Yeah, absolutely. And with who's the new signing they made? Elanga.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what he's able to give them. And I think it's an opportunity for Newcastle to quieten down the noise. I think Villa, they haven't had it easy. I know that it looks like the transfer window is opening up for them now, but they haven't had it easy either. All the noise has been about Newcastle, but Villa's also had their troubles. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw on this one.
2-2 draw. Okay. I think Newcastle have had a horrible pre-season, not just from transfer fronts in failing in so many signings that they've tried to make. You got to take into account like the Isak and the impact that's going to have on the team and the influence, etc., etc. But the results just haven't been that great either. Whereas Villa have been motoring. Watkins has a good record against Newcastle, especially at home. I'm going to go for. Do you know what? I'm going to go for 2-1 to Villa, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was 3-1 to Villa. And I've got Watkins scoring first in this game as well, actually.
Okay, let's see.
If Morgan Rogers is fit to start, I'll go 3-1.
Yeah, but hasn't he missed most of pre-season?
No, he's only missed like the last game where he came on, played 6 minutes, went off injured. So if he's there, it just makes them a better team going forwards. And at that point, I can see 3-1.
Wait,
but
okay, I understand. Wait, I understand that Isaac has said that they're not going to play, and yes, he scored a whole bunch of goals. But Newcastle were no means a rubbish team. Like,
I'm not saying they're a rubbish team. I'm just saying their preparations have been like madly affected. And I think going into the first game of the season off the back of all of that noise from Isaac, and they're away from home against a team like Villa, who have a player like Watkins who excels against Newcastle, I could just see it being a tough day at the office for them. So I'm going to go 3-1 if Rodgers is starting. If not, I'll go 2-1 to Villa.
All
right. Next matchup, we've got Brighton versus Fulham. What's your prediction there?
Brighton versus Fulham. Oh, I missed that one. But Brighton versus Fulham. Yeah, Fulham hasn't made any signings. I know they're in talk with Kevin from Shakhtar Donetsk. I think it's an interesting player he is. But no, I can only see it. Brighton being at home, I can only see a Brighton victory here. And I'm going to go something like 3-1.
Brighton don't really do clean sheets. I'm going to go 2-1 to Brighton. I'm going to go 2-1 to Brighton for this one. Yeah. Next up, Sunderland versus West Ham. What's your prediction there?
I think Sunderland. If this was at West Ham's ground, I would have said possibly a West Ham win.
Yeah.
First game of the season, Stadium of the Light, back in the Premier League. Granit Xhaka leading them out. West Ham was abysmal last season. I haven't seen anything during the summer that has changed my mind on that, to be honest with you. But it will still be a tough game for Sunderland. But I think the home crowd will help them through the game. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw, which I think is a great start for Sunderland.
1-1 draw. Okay. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. There's a theme in all of my predictions so far in that nobody's keeping clean sheets. I'm going to go for 2-1 West Ham. I think Sunderland will put up a good fight, but I just think West Ham's quality will shine through in the end. And I'll go for 2-1. Yeah, I'll go for 2-1 West Ham.
Is that the same quality you saw last season?
Well, that same quality that I saw last season, I still think is better than what Sunderland have to offer at this moment in time. But, all will be revealed as the game progresses. So I'm going to go 2-1. Next up, we have Tottenham with new manager Thomas Frank at home to newly promoted Burnley. What's your prediction there?
I think, personally, I think that everyone got a little bit carried away with their performance against PSG. It was a nightmare for goalkeeping performance, and that was PSG's second game of preseason, right? So, and even with a rusty PSG, they came through in the end. Spurs weren't able to hold on to a 2-0 lead with 7 minutes to go? Was it something like that? Yeah. So I know that I've seen all the praise, but it's a 90-minute game. Whether you score in the first 7 minutes or the last 7 minutes, it's still a 90-minute game, and they weren't able to hold on to it. And they played against a team that was the second game of preseason, while they supposed to play 6 games or something like that. So I think all the headlines I've been reading is a bit
over the top.
But what I will say is that it's Spurs against Burnley at home at their ground. I'll be amazed if it's anything other than a Spurs victory. And I will go with 2-0. I think you're going to go something like 2-1, seeing as you don't believe in clean sheets.
Do you know what? This is going to be the first clean sheet that I actually do predict. And what was your prediction? 2-0?
2-0.
Yeah, I've got 2-0 as well. I've got 2-0. So yeah, we'll see. Do I want to predict 2-1? No, we'll go with 2-0. No, do you know what? No, sorry. I'm going 3-1 to Tottenham. Again, no clean sheets.
Okay.
I think this is the theme.
You're looking for a blockbuster opening day.
I think this is the theme of my predictions for this first weekend. It's just because it's the first game week, and I just think everyone's going to be so up for it. Fresh legs, this, that, and the other. Clean sheets for me, yeah. I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1.
It looks like I'm giving extra weight to the home team with the home crowd. You know, hope of the first game of the season. Whereas it seems like yours are mostly away so far, but let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 to Tottenham on this one. Next up, last game on the Saturday is Wolves at home to Man City. Let me go first on this one.
Go for it.
Wolves always tend to perform well against Man City, and that's regardless of what form Man City are coming in with and what form Wolves are coming in with. I know Wolves have lost some players this summer, but so have Man City. Yes, they've signed, but nobody, in my opinion, with as big of a influence, ability, passing range as even De Bruyne in his latter stages of his career there. I think he's going to be a big miss for them. They still don't have Rodri, who, he's going to be a big miss.
Yes.
I'm going to go for 2-1 to Man City here. Yeah, I'll go 2-1 to Man City. I can see Wolves taking the lead actually, and then City putting on a bit of a fight back. So I'll go for 2-1 to Man City here. What about you?
Okay, but you said that Wolves have lost some of the players, but the players that they lost are some of the most creative ones and were the source of their goals, either in goals itself or in assisting the play. Like Aït-Nouri, even though thinking about Cunha, Aït-Nouri alone, what a player and what a loss. Yeah. With that, I think it's going to take them some time to get started. I think they've got a good coach. I do. But this is the first away win I think I'm going to be selecting, and it's going to be a Man City 3-0 victory. If not touching 4.
Okay. All right, so that moves us on to Sunday's fixtures then. So first up, we've got Nottingham Forest at home to Brentford. What's your prediction there?
I think Forest did extremely well to keep Gibbs White. I like how forthright they were with that. I love it.
Yeah.
I actually love it. Brentford, they've lost some players, David. I'm not quite sure what to expect of Forest this season, following everything that they did last season. But the Europe hasn't started yet. Initially, I put down a 1-1 draw, but actually, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, I don't see Forest being as good as they were last season, especially defensively. I think that in the 6 or 7 preseason games that they've played, they've only scored 1 goal. So they don't really look too good going forwards.
No.
Brentford have lost a fair few players and a whole entire backroom staff. So
it's not the same club.
No, it's not the same club, and there is a period of transition to be expected. But I'm going to go for 1-1. I'm going to go for 1-1 here. I think this should be a draw. That
was my initial thinking.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-1.
As I was speaking to you, I thought actually maybe Forest will get that extra one.
All right, the next up for the Sunday fixtures, we've got Chelsea at home to Crystal Palace. What's your prediction here?
After that amazing performance we saw by Palace against Liverpool in the Community Shield. That was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. But I think Chelsea, they've signed well. They're the world champions. That Stamford Bridge. If this was at Selhurst Park, I would have a different opinion. But I think it'll be a tight game. I think Palace will push them. I think, but I have to say, what I've seen of Chelsea has been impressive, David. So for this one, I'm going to go over 2-1 victory to Chelsea. I think they'll get 3 points in the first day of the season.
I have this at 2-2. I've got this at 2-2. I think Crystal Palace are so much better than we give them credit for. They're good going forwards. Haven't lost anybody major yet. At time of recording, Eze is still a Palace player, as is Grahey. Chelsea, yes, unbelievable attacking talent, but they've just lost their best centre back to injury.
Yes.
I think that's going to play a factor. If Colwill was playing, I can see 2-1 to Chelsea. But I think that injury, whatever backline they're gonna put up now, is going to feel kind of cobbled together. Because I'm not sure, who the other options is. It Chalobah? I think Chalobah's a former Palace player as well, be it permanent or on loan. And Tosin, I don't know who Chelsea are going to put.
Cucurella in there. I read somewhere that they might try that as well.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see that. I think it's I'm not sure if Badi's Chile is even fit, and Hato has just come in, who can play left back and left centre back. I just think there's a bit of figuring out to be done there in that back line. So I'm going to go for 2-2. I think this is Palace coming off that high of that Community Shield victory as well. I'm going to go for 2-2 in this one.
Yeah, but Palace came. So I was against Liverpool. I will say that. Against Van Dijk, I will say that. But if they win a goal down, or do you think Palace will score first? Do you think they will have the same fighting spirit that they showed against Liverpool? Are they able to do that against Chelsea?
Well, they've shown that fighting spirit against Liverpool. They've shown their quality in the cup final against Man City. I just don't want to underestimate this team. Glasner is a class manager.
Yes.
First game of the season, form isn't really there. Anything can happen. I'm going 2-2.
All right.
I'm going 2-2. I'm convinced Sarr is scoring. I don't know why, but I'm just convinced.
All I will say, every time I put in my fantasy team, he doesn't perform. So
he's in mine again.
He's not. Well, he's not in mine, so he might score.
Yeah. So this brings us on to the last game of Sunday, the big one. Manchester United at home to Arsenal. What's your prediction here?
David, do you know, I get so excited because I am extremely hopeful for this season. 1 game a week with all our new signings. Yes, midfield is still a problem. Yes, we are still shaky at set pieces. I wasn't feeling the goal that we conceded against Fiorentina in pre-season, but it was pre-season, and maybe that was the alarm bells that we needed rung. Arsenal had a mixed pre-season as well, so it's not like you were shooting down everyone. But it depends. Are we going to see Šeško versus Gyökeres? Are we going to see it?
No.
What you think?
I don't think Šeško's starting.
So, well, they got up behind closed door games for him against the under-21s, and it says to me that they're doing everything in the power to get him fit or up to speed. You don't think he can come for 60 minutes?
No, I think you're going to start with Mount up front.
If we start with Mount up front, I'm going to go over 1-1 draw.
Excuse me. All right, if Šeško starts, who have you got? Or Xerxes or Højlund? Who have you? What's your score?
Xerxes won't start. He's hardly had any pre-season. I'm hearing rumors that Moana's doing everything. Well, I'll say that, but it's not like it fills me with confidence having Moana in goal anyway. But no, I'm going to stick with a 1-1 draw. It's so important, first game of the season, that we don't lose. We need the crowd. I need the crowd to be behind the team. Okay, not if we concede a goal after the first 10 minutes, then heads start drooping and our minds start going back into last season. That's done. Okay, it's a fresh start. It's a new Man United. It's a new team spirit. It's a new culture within the club that we're creating here, and we need the fans to be behind them from minute 1 all the way to 90. You saw what PSG did to Spurs. Okay, so everything is possible. And if Mount starts, it means that Šeško will come for the last half an hour, and that's where the magic will happen. So I'm going to go with a 1-1, if not 2-1 draw win for Man United. But I'm going to temper it down a little bit. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, which I think will be acceptable for the first game of the season.
We do not have a great record at Old Trafford. No matter what form either team comes into that game with, we seem to struggle there. First game of the season, the narrative for whatever team loses has already been written. Yeah, it's going to be season over for one of the fan bases. We've got the Gyökeres Sesko dynamic. Do you know what? On the last episode, I got a bit ahead of myself, and I think I predicted something silly like 4-1 to Arsenal.
What?
Yeah.
Based on what? Where did that come from?
Just listen, man. Listen, it was late night. I was tired. I was hyped. Like, just seeing like nice little rumors about signings being made. I was hyped, bro. I can't lie. I'm not going 4-1. I'm gonna go for 2-1. Either way 2-1. But I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
This is what I think. You're gonna have a lot of the Zubimendi is such a player. And I'm worried for us and a lot of the rest of the league with Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. That midfield is just disgusting.
If we get the first goal, I think it could start to snowball.
What I'm thinking is that because if you get one, it's not like you're gonna get one and sit back. You won't do that. You'll go for two, right? So with the players that we've got, the attackers that we now have, we are at this present time with no midfield, it is made for counter-attack, right? And I believe with the wingers that we got, we will catch you out at least once.
We shall see. All will be revealed. And the final game of the weekend takes us to Monday Night Football. Newly promoted Leeds United at home to Everton. What's your prediction there?
If Jack Grealish should get 15 minutes, would you say?
I don't even think he's going to come on, but let's say 15 minutes.
No, then Leeds. If of all the teams that have been promoted, I think Sunderland's going to give it all they've got. Leeds are the one I'm looking at that might be able to catch out of Bournemouth or Wolves, potentially even the Brentford with all the changes happened there. If any of the promoted teams that might be able to start the rut of all the 3 promoted teams getting relegated, I believe it's going to be Leeds United. The game is at Ellen Road. If it was at Everton's new ground, I might be a different opinion. But at Ellen Road, with that crowd behind them, back into the big club, I'm going to go for a hard-fought 1-1 draw. That's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, that's the same as me. I see this being 1-1. Yeah, I think the advantage that Leeds have is they can see what everybody else has done over the weekend, and they can see how did Burnley manage to pick up a point? Did Sunderland pick up a point? So that will play a part. I agree with you. I'm going to go 1-1 here as well. Yeah,
it's going to be excellent.
And that brings us to the end of our first preview show of the weekend. Nigel, I look forward to 37 more of these with you in the future.
Can't wait. Go on, United.
On that note, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
See you next one.